Thank you. Hi, Steve. Hi, Kelly. I'm Tammy Reese with Culture Focus Magazine. How are you both doing today?
Doing
Awesome.
well. How about yourself?
I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. Now, Steve, your character, Detective Bryant, Kelly, your character, Detective Jen, are now new partners, joined together to fight the war against drugs. How would you describe your new partnership dynamic? I'll start with you, Kelly.
It just like, just like in real life, coming into this already established group of people, I think that there's a lot for her to have to prove. Um, I think, trying to get in with Brian and just get him to be a partner and include her and not just ice her out of stuff, I think is really Jin's challenge. It's I think that she's got a lot to have to prove and take care of in just this partnership alone, much less, on the force itself.
I think it's conflicted, right? Because I don't want a partner, to be perfectly honest. I got things that I'm got going on. And then the conflict is that when I realize, as well as that she's a good cop. So now the dynamic is then trying to figure out, how much do I let a good cop know about what I got going on for real and why I'm so ingrained in trying to catch these people. And Meech in particular, because that seems to be my number one goal, is maybe destroying BMF, but definitely um, taking the reins from Meech in particular. So I think that dynamic makes it sort of an interesting thing to throw together. Like in most partnerships or relationships, when you trying to learn something about somebody and back and forth, but we start out on opposite ends of the spectrum. I don't want her to be there, and she probably don't even like that. I don't want her to be there. I don't like how difficult I may be making this, for lack of a better term.
And you both keep some secrets from each other too that I'm excited for the audience to see and reveal. Why is it important for you to be a part of this legendary story and tell it to audiences around the world? Steve?
Uh, I the importance for me is that it is based in real life, and that you can see that these young men were driven to do something, but that they came out of a good home. It wasn't a bad home. It wasn't a single mother thing. It wasn't. They weren't beat on. It was a good home. But their aspirations, they were going after the American dream, mentioned before, and in trying to attain the American dream, this is the route that they chose. So for me, it's interesting to tell it because in a lot of cases, when we see other shows of this sort of nature, uh, they're fictional all the way around. This one isn't. This one actually, some of it is based on stuff that these cats really did and really went through. So I find that to be fascinating that you actually sharing a piece that has actually. I mean, we glorified, we altered a little bit, but that has actually happened.
You're doing an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Kelly, you're welcome. Kelly, what made you want to be a part of this series?
Oh, it's such an amazing show. I mean, the cast is stellar, of course. But I feel like it's a part of history. It's a part of history that I didn't know a lot about. I had to do a lot of research to get to know Detroit at this time period in all of the stuff that led up to where they are now, including the anti-Asian sentiment that was going on in the 80s, with the, Japanese automotive industry, people's jobs being taken away. It really highlights so much about what was going on in that time period, not just in Detroit, but really in the entire United States. And and so much of it is also repeated now, there's a lot of history that we need to know and understand in order to be able to fix things now.
If you can describe the series in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Oh,
Kelly?
real, violent,
Mm.
um, and believe it or not, it's fun. It's also fun. I mean, these characters were having an amazing time and going on the journey with them. It's crazy because there's just, I mean, oh, there's so much going on, but it's real, it's based in reality, and these characters are not just caricatures. You really get to understand who they are as people, their background, where they come from, what motivates them, what's going on in their heads during this period, during this time. I think there's a great understanding of the culture at this time.
Black,
Thank you, Kelly.
family, enterprising. Those would be my 3 words. I think this show further illustrates what you do when you go after what you want. And it's never easy. It's always messy. Now, in most cases, there aren't bodies. But in this case, there is. That's about it.
Thank you both so very much for your valued time today. You truly are a huge influence and making a big impact by telling this story. It's very, very powerful. And please keep up the great work and happy holidays.
Yeah, well, happy holidays to you
Happy
too, Miss Tammy.
holidays.
Thank you.